Yo, what is up, guys? In today's video, we will be installing a 21 by 18 wheel set. This is the biggest wheel set I'm pretty sure you can put on a surron. I will be just installing these and show you guys how they look after, and then I will take those off and sell them. So yeah, I picked them up on Facebook. It came with the black, it came with a new sprocket, but it's like a 58 tooth, and that's a 48 tooth. So I'm just gonna swap those, put the rotors on, put it on, and yeah. It's about 20 degrees outside, so it's pretty cold. I did just put some stuff on. I put back this ASV lever. I changed I put back ODI plate. It's not zip tied on, and I still have to add like the bumpers for like the fork tubes and stuff like that. So I'll do that like later. So let's get these wheels on. So yeah. All right, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take off the caliper and then the axle to take off the rear wheel. So let's get to it. All right, now what we want to do is take off the rotor and put it on the other one. All right, on the 18 rear, let's take off the sprocket that it came with, and then put on the 48 tooth stock one. So yeah. All right, now let's get the rotor side in. All right, just like that, we got the rotor side in. Okay, now let's reinstall it. So what I like to do is I like to put the caliper mount against the spacer for the rotor side, and then like put it through. So let's put this through here. Which came out? Oh, the spacer. That's fine. All right, just go through here. Make sure the mount is on the little notch. I'm gonna put the axle through. Just like so. All right, something I like to do, I don't like to put the axle block through yet until we have the chain in, just so because it's easier to. So don't have the axle block fully in on the other side as well. So now we put the chain over that, and then just put it on. Kind of push the wheel a little bit forward. There we go. Now that the chain's on, now you can move the axle back, the wheel, and then put the axle block through. Do it on the same side, on the other side as well. All right. So push this back. You guys can see. Yeah. There we go. Just like that. Now we can put back our spacers. This is only if you have a longer axle. If you did get a new axle or just the wrong size, but I got this long axle for the supermotors and I got the wrong size. So just tighten that back up. Put our socket on the other side. Now that that's tight, now that the axle's tight, make sure the chain is good. Mine is, I think it could be a little looser, but since I'm just gonna do a quick test ride, I'm not gonna keep it on for that long. I'm just gonna keep the chain like that. Now let's install the caliper back on. I'm running out of storage, but I'm gonna do this really quickly. So what you wanna do is just press in your lever for the rear brake and then just tighten it, so yeah. All right, once the caliper is fully tightened down, you have the rear wheel like on. So now let's move on to the front. Now for the front wheel, you gotta get a T50 for me and loosen that axle, loosen both pinch bolts. There's 2 on each side, so there's 4 in total. Take out the axle, take off the wheel, put the rotor on the 21-inch rear front wheel, and then put back everything together. So let's do that quickly. All right, once you have one side of the axle like out, as well as the pinch bolts loosened, you want to just take, if you're having trouble with the axle, right there, the video just cut out because of my storage, but if you're having troubles like taking out the axle, what you got to do is just take a number 13 socket and a hammer and just hammer out the axle. I'm running out of storage really quickly, so I'm not going to take out the rotor since I'm just putting it on just to show you guys. So, but for you guys, just put on the rotor and then put it through, but right now I'm just going to put on the front wheel. As you guys can see, we have the front wheel already on. Make sure the axle's tight, as well as the pinch bolts. Make sure those are both really tight, because if you take one and then the other one, this other one's gonna get loose, so make sure you just keep playing with that. So once you got that all tightened up, all that's left to do is just to go test it out. So I'll show you guys a real quick clip on how the bike looks like with these wheels. There we go. That is how the bike looks like with the 2118. As you guys can see, it looks way bigger. I'm gonna be completely honest, my bike doesn't look that terrible with these wheels, but I'm still gonna be selling these because the hubs are blue, doesn't really match my bike, and I don't know. For Shinkos wise, I think a 1919 Shinko setup would look better than this 21x18 with Shinkos. It might look better with black hubs and dirt set for my bike, but I think I'm just gonna sell these. This rear tire is pretty big, pretty wide. If you guys are having troubles or like a problem with putting this on, not having enough of clearance, what I did for my Supermotos, since there were Telario wheels, go check that video out. I had to sand down my sprocket and rotor side mount. The rotor mount, I had to sand that down, as well as the sprocket side spacer bushing thing. Sand both of those down if you guys are having problems. But I barely have clearance right there. I have a good amount of clearance there. It looks like the clearance for the kickstand is like very tiny, but it still fits, so you don't have to take off the kickstand. Well, that was for me. But yeah, this is how the bike looks like. I'm gonna go test it out. Yeah, my ODI is very loose. I only have one zip tie on that, and I have to put back these like spacers, or like the things that like whenever you're turning your bike, it doesn't hit the frame, like the protector thing, whatever you want to call it. I don't know where they are, but I gotta put this back on. I'll do it after the video though. So yeah. All right, I'm gonna go test it out and get a quick clip of for TikTok and my Instagram. Go follow that at Yabatoni. All right, I just put on the battery, so let's go. All right, guys, this is the end of the video. So my final opinion on these wheels are that like they're way bigger than like a 1916 or like a 1919 or even like a 1717 for Supermotos. These do make the bike feel way taller for sure. But me personally, I do not like those blue hubs, so I will be selling these. Let me know if you're interested. So I'm selling these for 400 bucks. I'm in Illinois. These are 550 new, and they also have shingles on them. They feel really smooth though. But yeah, I definitely need to be running a front brake for sure, because it's making all types of noises. So yeah, yeah, that's gonna be the end of the video. I'll give you guys a little clip. But yeah, see ya.